Good morning, New York Jet fans and NFL fans. It is Friday, September 8th, 2023, 7:29 a.m., and we are in the midst of week one of the NFL season for the 2023-2024 season. Last night, week one got underway. Arrowhead Stadium, reigning Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Detroit Lions. Listen, I'm going to say what I think a lot of people thought when the season came out, when the schedule came out, rather. Got the Lions playing Kansas City prime time. Kansas City's putting up their banner. Only game, you know, until Sunday, I should say. National spotlight. Kansas City's going to walk away with this. And boy, were we wrong. You know, uh, when I saw Kelsey get hurt, I thought maybe things would change a little bit. I said there was a slight chance that the Detroit Lions may be able to win this game, and lo and behold, I fell asleep at halftime. I think it was 7-7 at the half. I'm sorry, 14-7 KC at the half, and KC winds up losing 21-20. Mahomes threw an interception that was returned for a touchdown off of his wide receiver Tony's hands. The Lions went for it on 4th and 2, a fake punt inside their own 20. So things did not go the right way last night. Was Kelsey the X factor that wasn't in last night? Possibly, but you know what? As a Jet fan or any team that you're in the root for in the AFC, last night was a tremendous game for you because Kansas City starts off 0-1, and I think next week they go to Jacksonville. Um, Mahomes, you know, did some Mahomes things, but he did not look as sharp as he's done in the past. But it's still game one, so we shall see. Um, and if you haven't seen on Netflix, I don't know if it's still on, a series called The Quarterback. It follows Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota. Good little, series to follow other than the Jets. So going into series following the Jets, Hard Knocks ended this past Tuesday, the last episode. Um, my 2 cents on Hard Knocks itself. Uh, I thought the one in 2010 with Rex and Sanchez and them was a lot more entertaining. I don't know if it was scripted differently. I laughed a lot more at that one. Um, Rex had you rah-rahing with his cursing and whatnot. And, to look at Rex and to look at Robert Sala, I see two different types of personalities. When Sala curses, it's just, to me, I feel like it's forced. But nothing against Robert Sala. Actually, Robert Sala, I think he has a lot to prove this year. And if you can't prove it this year, then I don't think you can prove it at all in the years to come. Uh, so, Hard Knocks, okay, I enjoyed it. Any type of coverage I get on the Jets, I enjoy. I watched one Jets drive as well. As a whole, I thought it was great to see Aaron Rodgers not only speak to his young receivers, speak to the receivers that have been on the team, speak to his receivers that he brought over from Green Bay, speak to the defense. Aaron Rodgers took over a big leadership role here. We haven't had a leader as a quarterback in an extremely long time. Even when Brett Favre was here, um, he was not a leader. People were in awe of him. People are in awe. The players are in awe of Aaron Rodgers, but he has, what I say, brought himself to them. He's not made himself above them. He's not having himself on a pedestal. He's using his experience. He's using his winning attitude. He's using what he wants done to get the message across. Where Favre just kind of showed up, slung the ball around the field, and that was it. He went home. And not that we didn't have success with Favre, but he didn't have this team in his grasp. I think Aaron Rodgers, to my surprise, and I'll be the first one to admit it, came in and took over this team and became a leader in this team. And I just hope that transfers onto the games this year. Um, so that's my comparison. Hard Knocks did a good job. I like that they didn't show anybody getting cut, but it wasn't as Animal House like as it was with Rex. Rex was more entertaining. This though got me more excited for the season. um, with, with, um, with this year. And I can remember there was a point in Hard Knocks. I believe the Madden Cruiser on the NBC Sunday night cruiser came into town, and all the coaches were signing it. Everyone players were signing it. They went to each town who was playing, and Rex wrote New York Jets, Rex Ryan, Super Bowl champions to be, or next Super Bowl champions. And I remember saying, I can't wait, you know. And but then I told myself, you have to enjoy the season first. Season back then, 16 weeks, 17 with the bye. You know, enjoy it. It's going to come quickly, and we got to that AFC Championship game, and you know what happened there. So no proclamations from this team. Um, you know, saying Super Bowl, but you know, DJ Reed said we could be as good as the '85 Bears defense. Um, Listen, if we could be as half as good as them, I'll take it. Um, so that's where we are with Hard Knocks. Like I said, out of 5 stars, I'll give it, you know, 3.5, close to 4 stars. But as a fan, I really thought it showed us how this team is coming together and gelling. You know, Rogers going to see MJ the musical with his wide receivers and the other quarterbacks and whatnot, I just thought was great. It showed us, it showed me personally what I felt, him being a teammate and a leader, not just putting himself on a pedestal as a big time free agent that came in. So Jets open up Monday night, September 11th. So we'll go through. We went to the Thursday night game. Sunday, all the games played. Sunday night, the Giants open up home versus the Cowboys, and then 24 hours later, the Jets open up at home against the Buffalo Bills. Everybody looks at the Jets and the Patriots as rivals, and yes, for the last 20 years, um, and 26 years probably, it stems back to '97 when the late Leon Hess um, basically stole Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick from Patriots. Um, quick synopsis. Parcells wasn't happy with new ownership with Robert Kraft, which ironically comes back to when Woody Johnson bought the Jets. Parcells wasn't happy with him, but what does that do, Robert Kraft? He wanted more of a GM coach style. Robert Kraft did not want that. So what happens? They broker a deal where Parcells actually leaves the team. The Jets hire him. The Kraft puts a grievance against it. They name Belichick the head coach. Well, Belichick was the head coach of the Jets not once but twice. Um, Parcells is part of player operations. He's told he can't go on the field. He's told all these things. Commissioner works it out and says, like, the Jets need Parcells to be the head coach. Basically, the Jets have been in dire straits. You need to do this. It'll be good for New York. It'll be good for the game. Work it out. They work it out. Parcells becomes the head coach. And the Jets and the Patriots have been rivals. Add to that where Pete Carroll goes to the Patriots for a couple of years. You know, Carroll, the ex-New York Jet coach, head defensive coordinator. And then you add to that, you know, Parcells leaves. Belichick, again, becomes head coach of the Jets 2 times now. Doesn't coach a game, resigns. Goes to New England. Okay, like, okay, so Belichick went there. You know what? Don't worry. We have Al Groh. We have Herm Edwards. We have Mo Lewis knocked out Drew Bledsoe. What are you going to do now? And then you have Tom Brady come in and, what is it, 6 or 7 Super Bowls, 6 Super Bowls with the Patriots. He wins 4 of them. He loses 2 to the Giants. You know, and that's the rivalry. But prior to that, the Patriots were just as bad as the Jets. The Patriots used to play in Foxborough Stadium where they had metal benches throughout the whole stadium. It was like a glorified college stadium or a glorified high school stadium. You know, they were 3-13, they were 2-14, they were 5-11. You know, when the Jets played the Patriots, it was like, who's going to make the most mistakes to lose? You know, people forget that. People forget that you had Jim Kelly and Dan Marino on Miami and Buffalo, and Buffalo through the 90s went to 4 straight Super Bowls. They won the AFC East. they had home field advantage at Orchid Park. It was freezing and snowing and whatnot. Miami with Marino and from Jimmy Johnson, Don Shula, so the Jets and the Jets and the Patriot rivalry was a little different. My father and I always looked at the Miami and the Buffalo games because you wanted to beat them. Um, and they got some games were really intense. Some games, halftime it was 35-0. I'm exaggerating. It probably was 35-0, but that's what it was. The Bills, as great as they were, the Jets would play them tough, and then the Bills would just pull away. Um, you know, Ironically, my first game I ever went to with my father was a Monday night game in, I think it was '88. It was October of '88 or October of '89, and it was Jets Bills. Most of you may know the Pumpkin game, Monday night game. This was the game where Giant Stadium or the Meadowlands, whatever you want to call it, decided to after halftime stop selling beer. They had something on Twitter yesterday. They actually showed footage where there was, I think, 46 instances of where security had to be called, 15 arrests, I think 6 ejections. There were smoke bombs. There was a giant pumpkin being blown around. There was just a debacle. Um, Fast forward a couple of years later, first year that I started going to games, frequently, or I should say regularly, went to Monday night game, Jets and Bills. Uh, that was the year the Jets went 4-12, but they played the Bills Monday night, and I have footage of this game to this day. Jim Kelly on fourth down needed to make a play. Play clock hit 0. They snapped the ball after it hit 0, and he wound up throwing a touchdown. And even the people on ESPN were like, no, that play should have been blown dead. But that was Jets Bills. And then as time went on, the Bills started to come down. The Jets started to move up. With Parcells, the Jets beat the Bills in Orchard Park to win the AFC East in '98. So there's that whole rivalry. Now with Josh Allen coming back and the Bills playing well and the Jets needing to beat them, and the Patriots without Brady, the rivalry is back. I think. You always want to beat the Patriots. You always want to beat Belichick. You always want to beat the AFC East. But right now, the team to beat in the AFC is the Bills, and then it's Miami, as far as a Jets point of view. So the Jets open up Monday night. I'm going to do my predictions for the week. Each week on the Friday broadcast, I'm going to do 3 or 4 of my picks, and then a Jet pick for the week. Hint, hint, I usually always pick the Jets. Giving the points or taking the points, that's just me. But I try to be as realistic as possible. But before I do that, I've been saying I want to do my full year prediction for the Jets. So, like I said, I try to be realistic. I also try to look at games that can flip. I also try to look at games where I think they have a very good chance to win. You could say I'm wearing green colored glasses. I'm thinking they win at least 10 games this year. Looking at the schedule, I'll tell you what I did. I actually have them winning more than 10, but I thought they were going 10-7. But we have week 1, we're home against Buffalo. It's Monday Night Football, home opener. They're going to have the legacy logo going, the old 80s, 70s, late 70s, or 79 to 97 logo going. The end zones will have that logo. The helmets, they already put that logo on midfield. The stadium should be dressed like that. They're going back to the Sack Exchange era, the Joe Klecko, Hall of Famer Joe Klecko era, Mark Gastineau, what have you, Abdul Salam and Marty Lyons, and 9/11. Where I do believe that there'll be a halftime ceremony in remembrance of 9/11. So it is going to be a game where, for the fans, or at least this fan and his family, emotions are extremely high, all over the place, excited for the season. you know, down with the 9/11, with it being 22nd year memorial. But all the hype when they blow the whistle and they start, I think all the hype. The Jets playing Buffalo Monday Night Football. Buffalo's without I think three or four of their key players, um, and I think the Jets win this game. I'm not going to give a score yet on this game, but I think the Jets win this game. The Jets then go to the Cowboys following week. Cowboys, I think, are an overhyped team. I don't like Dak Prescott that much. Um, and I think the Jets win on the road at the Cowboys. So you're 2-0, you're coming home, you're playing the Patriots, 1 o'clock game on Sunday. You settle in your seats and you say, all right, if you think that the Jets are winning first two, they're going to win the third game against a subpar Patriot team. But I think they lose. Some reason Belichick has the Jets number with Mac Jones at quarterback, with Tom Brady at quarterback, with Cam Newton at quarterback. So I think the Jets lose that. So Jets after 3 games are 2-1. They come home, they play the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. Listen, I have this down as a loss. I still continue to keep it as a loss. I want to see what the Chiefs do the next 2 weeks before they face the Jets. But watching them last week, the Chiefs can be beat. I know Andy Reid will tweak his game plan. I know Pat Mahomes will get better. So after the first 4 games, Jets are 2-2. They go to the Broncos. It's a 4:15 game in Denver. Last year, they walked all over Russell Wilson and the Broncos. A little bit more flavor added this year. You have the Nathaniel Hackett, Sean Payton, Robert Saleh soap opera. This is, I think, a little bit more meaningful. I do think the Broncos have a lot more to prove this year. I think Sean Payton is nurturing. I don't want to say nurturing. I said is sculpting um, Wilson back to where he was when he was in Seattle. I think it's a very tight game, but I think the Jets win this game. I think the Jets have a better defense, and we'll get to Wilson. Um, Next game, the Jets come home against the Eagles. Eagles, NFC champions of last year. Very close to winning that Super Bowl against the Chiefs. The Jets have never beaten the Eagles in a regular season. Never, ever, 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 ever. Jets lose that game. So 6 weeks in, Jets play 6 games. They have week 7 as the bye. The Jets are 3-3. Most Jet fans will take the 3-3. Okay. Most importantly, 2 of the 3 wins come against AFC teams. Okay. But you'll take 3-3 either way. But you want to get at least 2 or 3, of those wins against AFC. After the bye, you come back and they're on the road at MetLife Stadium against the Giants. Giants, Daniel Jones has a good team. The coach is very good. Last year, Daniel Jones and the Giants went to the second round of the playoffs. This is going to be a very much hyped game, Halloween weekend. And it much reminds me of the year that Boomer came over. Jets and Giants played. It was a Giant home game. Halloween, it was a rainy game, and the Jets beat Phil Simms, Lawrence Taylor, and the Giants, I want to say by 2 points or 3 points. I think the Jets win this game. Against the Chargers, the Jets now stay within the area because they're home now. They play the Los Angeles Chargers Monday Night Football. I think that's a win. I think the Chargers are an overhyped team. I think the Jets defense, again, will win this game. And I'm not even using the Aaron Rodgers factor yet. The Jets then go to America's Playground, Sin City, Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, I just don't think the Raiders are a good team at all. Jets win this game. Jets then go on the road to Orchard Park to play Buffalo. Now remember, I had them winning opening week. I never really see the Jets sweeping the AFC East. So I think it's going to be a split, and the Jets lose this game. So after week 11, 10 games played, the Jets are 6-4. They're 2 games above 500. Okay, and they got 2 more wins in the conference. Following week, they are home against the Dolphins. Black Friday. This game, to me, is going to be I'm looking forward to this game. 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. So after you have your, game before that, where the Jets are at Buffalo, and like I said, they're going to lose. I think they're going to lose. You have that slate of games on Thursday, Thanksgiving, my favorite holiday. birthday weekend, next day, 3 o'clock, where everybody's shopping and putting up Christmas decorations like I would usually do. We'll be at MetLife Stadium watching Jets and Dolphins, and Jets win this game. Jets stay home again. Jets are home 3 weeks in a row, which, and it's, to me, I can't believe they did this. But the following week they play the Falcons. Falcons are not good at all. Um, I don't like the Falcons at all. I like the Jets winning this game. Following week against the Texans, the Jets are home again. Texans are a team that are building. Yes, they could, throw a monkey wrench into the Jet plans. But with this Jet defense and with Aaron Rodgers and the offense that we should have, and at this point of the season, Jets win this game. Jets go on the road to Miami. I had to beat Miami in Week 12. I have them losing to Miami in Week 15. Like I said, I don't see the Jets splitting with the AFC, sweeping the AFC East. After 14 games, after 15 weeks, 14 games, Jets are 9-5. Okay, so they go 3-1 after the 10-week mark, after the 10th game. Jets come home against the Washington Commanders. Washington is okay. I see them as like a 5 or 6 win team. I don't think they win this game. The Jets win this game. Week 17 at Cleveland, Thursday night football game. Thursday night, again, you're on the stage by yourself. You're also playing a Cleveland team who's trying to make a name for themselves again. The Cleveland team and the Jet team, to me, the fan base, the history, the drafting is very similar. At this point, what is Deshaun Watson on this team? I think the Jets win this game. And then Week 18, we're at New England. So I had the Jets losing to the Patriots Week 3. Like I said, I see them splitting with the AFC East. They win this game, and this can be a big win. The Jets I have in my head, looking at this schedule quickly, I said 10 wins. I have them at 12-5. So last year I was off by a game. This year I hope to be off by a game. I'll take 11-6. I'll take 13-4. So I have them at 12-5. Reason for this, I think they're playing with a lot more confidence. Their defense is intact. You have Sauce Gardner on his second year now. Quentin Williams got that contract. I think he's finally, he's gonna. I'm here. I got my contract. I'm gonna move forward. Let's go. You have Mosley. You have McDonald. You have Lawson. I just think the defense is going to come together. It'll take a lot of pressure off the offense, and Aaron Rodgers, I think, will lead and he will command this offense. He will demand perfection. Nobody does perfection, but he will demand it. He will get the best out of his players, and I do think that they will click on all cylinders. That being said, these are the New York Jets. They have the tendency of breaking your heart quicker than a 16-year-old girl. We shall see how this team reacts to adversity. If they lose Monday night, their backs are a little bit against the wall now because they go right to Dallas, and then they have the Patriots and the Chiefs. Their first 4 games, the easiest game I think they have, is probably the Cowboy game, because the Patriot game, for some reason, is a mental block in their head. So I think Rodgers will put his confidence in front of the team. He will lead, and I do think that we will see some very good play. Yes, there will be those games that you look at, you scratch your head and say, why did that happen? How can they play like that? But I think they, for the most part, they are a double-digit team win. I think they could take 1 or 2 games above 10 to do that. My picks for this week. Okay. Texans are at the Baltimore Ravens. The Texans are given 10 points. I think the Ravens win this game by more than 10. Texans are just not that good of a team. Yes, they'll come out there and play tight and close the first couple of plays, but I just think the Ravens will pull away. Arizona goes to Washington. They have Arizona with the revolving quarterback situation and soap opera going down there. Washington has his own soap opera, but things have changed a little bit now that Dan Snyder's not the owner. There's new ownership. They're looking to change the name again. They are also they brought in the offensive coordinator from the Chiefs. I can't remember his name. Uh, Washington wins this game. They're given 7 points. Washington wins this game. Vegas played at Denver. The Raiders go to Denver. Denver given 3.5 points. I think Denver wins. Sean Payton will have Russell Wilson firing on all cylinders on Sunday and early on in the season. And in Buffalo at New York, like I said, I think the Jets win this game outright. The Jets getting 2.5. I'll take the 2.5. I don't know what the score is going to be. I thought last night's score would have broken 48, 49 points. It went up to 41. But I think the Jets win this game. I'm going to say they win by 11 points. So those are my picks. Ravens -10, Washington -7. I'm sorry, Washington getting 7, I think. Denver given 3.5, and the Jets getting 2.5, but the Jets went outright. If you go to the game on Monday night, have a great time, be safe, cheer. I love to see pictures. Send it over to us. You can reach us at the Takeoff. Okay, that is our Facebook page. You can email us at thejetstakeoff@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at thejetstakeoff. That is our Twitter handle. You can find us on TikTok, the Takeoff, the Jets Takeoff. You can find us now on Instagram. We're working on that. We're not sure of the name yet. It's either going to be the Jets Takeoff or the Takeoff. I will actually post that pretty soon. And of course, here on YouTube, the YouTube account is the Takeoff. The YouTube channel is the Jets Takeoff. Show us footage from your game on Friday. You're tailgating at the bar you're at the stadium. Monday night is either going to be a great night or it's going to be a big letdown. One last note, I kept comparing Aaron Rodgers and the Brett Favre situation, the Rex Ryan Hard Knocks and the New York and the Robert Saleh Hard Knocks. This reminds me a lot of the 2010 season. You have Saleh and Ryan, both defensive coaches. Again, I loved Rex, and you had the expectations. They spoke the good, speech. They had what they wanted to get done magnified. You had Sanchez, who was coming into his second year, and you're saying, all right, he went to the AFC Championship game last year. This year, you have to take the next step. You have Rodgers that comes in, and okay, we needed a quarterback to lead this quiet, quick wide receiver family, this group, and you have Rodgers come in. The defense, you had Bart Scott, you have Mosley, Sean Ellis, Quinton Williams, Darrelle Revis, and I'm not in any way comparing Darrelle Revis and Sauce Gardner, but you have Sauce Gardner in the secondary. DJ Reed, Antonio Cromartie. The Giants opened up that year on a Sunday afternoon. It was the first game ever at the stadium. The Jets opened up Monday night against the Baltimore Ravens. The talk was these two teams would be in the AFC Championship game against each other. Unfortunately, the Jets lost this game on a game they should have won. They're playing the Bills this year. A team that should probably make the AFC Championship game. So a lot of similarities. I think there's going to be a very exciting season to watch, a very fun season to watch. It's never fun when you lose, but I think out of anything you could say, the Jets will have a chance in every one of their 17 games. It's just the ones that they take advantage of and pull out the win. Don't grasp, losing out of the hands of victory. Win the game. Enjoy the season, whether you root for the Jets or not. Have a great NFL season that goes quickly. Have a great rest of your weekend. A blessed weekend, a happy weekend, a safe weekend, a blessed weekend, whatever you want to, however you say it. Let's go Jets, and football is back.